name is Brian from SETZER'S. Today I'm going to show off Hideout. It's a 2023-25 BHN. We'll start down here. We always provide a starter kit, water pressure regulator, 30 to 15 amp adapter, water hose and sewer hose. On the front of this camper, it does come with a 12 volt tongue jack. It's up and down. Other switch is going to turn a light on the front in case of power failure. There's a grommet on the top. Just pull up. There's a manual crank inside the camper to manually crank it. Behind the tongue jack, we have two propane cylinders. They hold 4.5 gallons each. It has a dual stage regulator with a switch over valve. I recommend only using one tank at a time. Behind the propane tanks, we have a lithium battery. This lithium battery is going to have a disconnect switch out here on this box. It is tucked way up underneath there. So you'll basically just turn it counterclockwise to disconnect the battery, and then turn it back clockwise to reconnect the battery. Alright, moving on around the side. Cargo, pass-through cargo. The other side has a solar controller. It also has another disconnect switch for the solar panel. This side has a tire link for a tire pressure monitoring system, which is sold separately. This camper is going to come with 12 volt power stabilizing jacks. This switch is how you're going to use the stabilizers for the front. There'll be another switch just like this toward the rear of the camper for the rear stabilizing jacks. Always remember to level the camper before you put the jacks down. But we always recommend using something underneath the feet of the jacks and wheel chocks as well. And as far as the entrance door, these steps do fold up inside. So I tell everybody open the door as far as you can. When you go to put these steps up, I pull the latch. And then when you bring the steps out to set them up, it will have a paddle on each side to adjust these legs. And you need to adjust the legs for the plate here to set evenly on the door seal. Alright, on past the door, we do have some power outlets. This is a cable, satellite, or antenna outlet for a TV outside. While we're here, this does have dual axles. We recommend to have the axles inspected and greased up every 12 months or every 12,000 miles per industry standards. Come on down, we have another outside door toward the rear. This is a big cargo that you can get underneath the bunk as well. There's also an access behind the hot water, or I'm sorry, the tankless heater as well. And then lastly on this side, that switch for the rear stabilizing jacks. We do have a tankless heater on the very back wall. To use this tankless heater, you must turn it on here. This is going to be the master switch. It turns on a controller inside the camper. This also comes with an on-the-go ladder by Lippert, which is sold separately. Inlet for satellite or cable, if that's available where you go. Coming on around. Down here in the very rear, underneath, we have our dump station. This dump station is going to have two tanks. This is the gray tank. This one is the black tank on the right. And of course, when you're ready to dump your tanks, you'll hook your sewer hose up, get it run. Always remember to dump your black tank first. Wait till it's completely empty, close the gate valve back, and then open the gray to clean up the sewer hose. And always put your cap back on. Still up underneath, We have the 2 low point water line drains, and just use those to clean, flush your lines, and drain whenever you're done camping. Up here, this valve is what's going to help keep the sensors in the black tank cleaned off, so the monitor panel reads accurately inside. And then here is going to be your shore cord. It's a pull out or push in when you're done. It's going to be roughly 25 feet, and it is a 30 amp cord. Moving on down, we have the outdoor shower. And next to the shower is our water connections. Fresh holding, if you go to a place water's not available, you'd want to fill this tank. Just something important, don't overfill the tank. Watch the monitor panel as you fill it. And when you're done camping, you need to drain the fresh holding tank. It's going to be underneath, right behind the front axle. It is a white gate valve right there. And then underneath the fresh holding is the city water connection. As you can see, I already have a water hose connected. I got a leaky hose on there. Still use the water pressure regulator no matter what. This is going to be the exhaust for your furnace. Your furnace is going to run on 12 volt and propane only. Coming on down is the other side of the pass-through cargo in the front of the camper. Few connections. You really only got to disconnect everything when you go to store the camper. So, all right, let's get up on the roof, and I'll explain about roof inspections. All right, so now I'm up on the roof of the hideout, and I want to show you lap seals. These are what you want to clean and inspect. Just make sure that you inspect all the lap seals. One across the rear, one is across the front, and around everything that goes through the roof except the air conditioner. So we do recommend to have these lap seals cleaned and inspected at least twice a year, and we can always perform those inspections for you. Okay, we went over the outside. Now let's go over the inside. Air conditioner kicking. So once you come into the inside, if you look to the right, we have quite a few things on this wall. The one on the top is what I call the monitor panel. Fresh battery, black 1, gray 1. This camper doesn't have black 2 or gray 2. But you do have a fresh holding. Switches down below, light switches, awning light. This switch says battery heat. That is for the battery on the front of the camper, where it's a lithium battery. If the temperature gets down below 40 degrees, I recommend to have this battery switch on while you're using it at that temperature. If it's not below 40, you don't need to have it turned on. Water pump is for the fresh only. And of course, the switch down at the bottom, it's the bottom right, is for the awning. We're going to press and hold extend to put the awning out. You don't want to overextend the awning. See the nice sticker on the tube? It would be a good indication to stop. Always retract it back in. And that flap is not going to let go. It's not going to let go, is it? There he goes. All right. So now that I got the awning extended, If it does start to rain, I would highly suggest to pitch the awning, but you're gonna grab it, pull down, and it has a lock on each arm. All right. Don't forget to always put it back up though. When you are done using the awning and want to put it away. All right, now down below the monitor panel, this is the controller for your tankless water heater. It's master switch on the outside's already on. This light's letting me know that. Once it is turned all the way on, all you have to do is just open a hot valve at one of the fixtures or shower. Open the hot, and then you'll see the controller turns on automatically, letting you know that there is water flow. The flame symbol is letting you know that it is igniting to get hot. It only takes a few moments and your water will be nice and hot. Turn the water off. Tankless heater turns off by itself. Beside it is a thermostat for the air conditioner or the furnace. Very simple. Here we do have a stove. This knob on the very left is the igniter. You're going to turn it clockwise only. The oven, you will have to light a pilot for the oven, so you'll have to hold this knob in. If you haven't lit it, or if it's going to be the first time you light it, hold it in for a good 15 seconds. This knob here will light the pilot as well. Just takes a moment for the oven. Alright, once the pilot is lit, you'll be able to adjust to your temp to light your oven. There it is. Refrigerator is a Furrion 12-volt refrigerator. We have a off switch at the top right of the refrigerator. Down below we have a power box. It's going to have your main breakers and fuses. Coming to the bathroom, it does have an exhaust vent in the ceiling with a switch to the fan in the vent. Main GFCI reset is going to be in the bathroom as well on this outlet right here. This camper also comes with alarms, propane and carbon monoxide alarm. Smoke alarm is going to be in the ceiling, close to the entrance door. Storage under the master bed. And lastly, this camper does have a road vac, intervac system. These bags, you'll probably need to go to this web address to order more bags. that's going to conclude the walkthrough on this 2023 Hideout 25 BHN. Thank you and happy camping.